Hello and welcome to another Alpha X Pro Series number 51, hosted by Alpha X Esports over here on Africa TV. My name is Rushy, and I will be your English caster for today's event. We have a great matchup between two very, very strong Grandmaster players right now. We will be seeing Cham versus Kelazhur, two Latin America players that will be fighting it out today on our Pro Series over here on play.africa.tv.com/AlphaXSC2. So we're so happy that you guys are here with us today. We're just getting set up right now, so we will be rolling here in just a brief amount of time. But I want to tell you a little bit about our Pro Series matchup today between this Terran and Zerg player. So we're going to have a ZVT. It's going to be a best of 9. So we will be seeing at least 5 games today for sure. Our players will be playing for the lion's share of our prize pool. This is $100. Most of that coming from our major sponsors, Africa TV, Matcherino, and let's see, anyone else? Maybe not. It's been a while since I've casted, so I got to get all of my information straight. But thank you so much for being here with us. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Let us know that you're hanging out here, that you're here for this awesome game. And don't be afraid. Let me know who you think is going to be today's winner. You are a Cham fan? Vive Mexico. If you're a Kelazhur fan, let's see, Vive Brazil? I'm pretty sure Kelazhur is Brazilian. So, do have our first map here is Automaton. So the way we're going to handle maps today is we let all of the players ban out each one of the maps, and Automaton was the final map able to be played on, and then it will be loser's pick from there on out. So as we go along today, you will see my wonderful new overlay here. We'll show you who's won what maps and what map will be coming up next. While we have this downtime here, you can feel free to hit up our Matcherino in the chat. There is an announcement there for the link for our Matcherino. If you go out to Matcherino, click that link. It'll give you the opportunity to help contribute to our prize pool. We have $100 guaranteed, but we'd like to see that go even higher. That's going to make these players fight that much harder and continue giving out great content for future Alpha X Pro Series matches. All you have to do is click on that link, log in. You can use a bunch of different mediums to log in through. I tend to use my Twitch, because my Twitch is just easy to remember. In this case, the code you're going to type in is Alpha Pro Series 51. It's going to add 50 cents to our prize pool for these players. So it doesn't cost you a dime. It doesn't cost you 50 cents either. So feel free to click that link, type in that code, and share that around with your friends. Let your family, let your friends know. It takes 30 seconds of your time, and it's done, and it's a great cause for our players. All right, we are just kind of hanging out here, waiting for everything to finish, and then we will be jumping into game number 1 on Automaton. Let's see what our players have to say here. Looks like we're making sure that everything is balanced for our players. Kelazhur, currently living in the Netherlands. I think Cham's still in Mexico, so we're currently working on making sure that that is all taken care of. But we will be getting going here very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me know in the chat, who do you think is going to be today's winner of the lion's share of $100 US? Personally, I mean, I'm a Zerg player, and I really want to root for Cham, but I know Kelazhur is kind of God. He has officially, is he retired? Or, I know he stepped away from Root. He's not playing for Root anymore. He's currently playing for Panda Global. Cham informing us that he is in fact with a team. team has not yet announced who they are and that they've picked up Cham. So we'll have to wait and see when that will eventually come out as public. But Cham felt really confident. He mentioned it in the chat that he was excited to be playing for them, and I was like, well, hey, I could throw the logo like right up there instead of having just the StarCraft 2 logo. But nope, they haven't made it official yet, which is okay. So we'll have to hang on to that. But yeah, we've got Kelazhur's team all the way over there. I tend to think that Kelazhur is going to be the one to take this all the way. I've seen him play a lot of TVZ, especially on the WCS circuit, and he tends to play really well. Has a really strong late game composition, and is just a good player all the way around. But I don't think Cham is just going to roll over for him. I think we're going to see a 5-3 in Kelazhur's favor. But yeah, welcome everybody to the stream. We're so glad to have you here. Again, share this link around. Let your friends know. Let your friends know that we are about to jump into game number 1 here. You are right on time. Let's get the hype going. Get everything excited here as we get ready. I've run out of things to say. I could pull up Oligulac here. Let's see what Oligulac has to say about our 2 players here while I kill more time. Yes, Kelazhur is Brazilian. I was right. Let's go. Let's go. Kelazhur, 69% win rate versus Zerg. Whew. Dang. So, that's kind of what I was thinking. That he had a really strong comp against Zerg players, which is fine. And then we have Cham here, another Mexican. 60% win rate versus Terran. So not gonna be negative on that part. But it looks like we are jumping in here, so we are gonna get set up for game number 1 here. It's Kelazhur versus Cham. This is the Alpha X Pro Series brought to you by Africa TV and Matcherino, and of course, Alpha X Esports. So we will see you in the game here in just a moment. Let your pets know my budgies are watching. Undaunted. You are a man of many, many funny things. Oh, it's all loaded for me. Oh, come on. Let me in. Just let me in. Okay. We're just going to jump in. Oh, Herrera left the game. But I think that is going to be okay. All right. Here we are in the game here, spawning in the top right. It's our blue Zerg. Everybody give it up for Cham. And spawning in, we're already hitting lag. Oh, bless RNG. Rocklets. Rocklets. Well, we might be remaking this game if we're having some lag issues already at this point. But we'll have to see what happens here. Thank you for being patient. Oh, I like Kelazhur's use of his O's. Oh, there we go. Oh, are we good? Looks like we're good. Spawning in the bottom left of Automaton. It's our red Zerg playing for Panda Global. This is Kelazhur. All right. So, Automaton. I have to say that I didn't really expect Automaton to be the map choice that we would jump right into for game number 1. Because it tends to be one of the more, let's say, non-traditional maps in the pool. Very, very short fly distance from base to base here. So there's really benefits like Protoss, for example, if they want to go into that really quick starport and fly an Oracle and Phoenix across the map. I mean, that timing is a lot shorter compared to other maps in the pool. But for Zerg and Terran, other than the fact that the Overlord is going to be able to get scouting information a little bit faster than normal, this is rather an okay map for this matchup. So both players opting to go into a very, very standard kind of opening here. Hedge gas pool for Cham, and Kelazhur looking to make his natural base on site. Which, I mean, we tend to see these two players play just a little bit more standard, especially since I believe there's a lot of respect between the two of them. Both of them are very, very confident players in their own respective matchups. And both players have a really strong win rate against the other player's race. Specifically, Kelazhur has like a 65% win rate against Zerg. And Cham has a 60% win rate against Terran. So both players playing one of their strongest matchups here, which will make things very, very interesting for both of our players. We're just going to come in and do just a little bit of scouting, but not find a whole lot here. Although, he's going to get the first 2 links picked off here for almost no damage. Queen finally going to come in and push that Reaper back and away. But it doesn't find a whole lot of scouting information specifically. Nope. Kelazhur deciding he doesn't want to move the factory here. Going for a Hellion here quick. Okay, gonna try and push out a Hellion here before the reactor goes down on the barracks, and then we're gonna see the switch flip-flop happen here. Yep, reactor's gonna finish and just whoop, and there it goes. Going into another reactor. Very interesting here. I'm wondering if we're going to see, some tech. Oh, okay. So a second barracks at the back of the base here, where it is admittedly a little bit difficult to scout, but I think this Overlord's going to be able to kind of swoop in the backside here and see that stim is on the way. Ooh, my apologies. I'm drinking a fizzy water and got the best of it. I'm gonna have to avoid that as much as I can so my microphone doesn't pick up every little thing that I do. Cham just doing a really nice job of getting himself set up here. 4 minutes in and he's already got 2 base saturation on minerals. And that is going to be a-okay. What has Cham seen so far? Cham's really not gotten any good scout off here. But again, I think this Overlord is going to try and weasel its way in here. And if he goes at the right time, he will catch the stim being built. But the Marines here at the front are going to be enough to tell Cham that it is in fact a bio opener coming in here. And it is going to be a rather quick stim timing. Cham's going to have to push off these Hellions first. 5 Hellions are going to kind of move into the front here. And the Queens are going to have to push those off, getting a couple of creep tumors destroyed. If he's lucky, yeah, I was going to say he can definitely move those creep tumors early before the creep spread pushes back. But so far, nothing too incredibly weird. In fact, he's actually droning. He's continuing to drone behind this. I think it's a really bold play out of our Zerg player, but I think he feels confident with what's happening. And Armory is going to be a follow-up here for the stim timing. So we are going to start seeing a move into that typical bio with tank kind of composition for our Terran player. And here comes the load. It's going to move across with some more Hellions as well, so I think this is also going to include some Hellbats. The armory is all finished up. Oh, wait. Did the armory? Nope, there's the armory. So yeah, this is going to have Hellbats along with it as well. And here they come in more. This is actually going to be a really strong timing here. And what does Cham even have? He's got Lings. He has Lings and he has no lair. This is going to be a very, very tough sell here. Evolution chambers are on the way, but of course they're nowhere near being completed. and these units are going to be allowed to just swarm on in. He does have a really good surround with the queens, but I don't think he has enough staying power to take care of the Hellions, as all of the Lings fall to the Hellions. Roaches are on the way. But again, I'm worried that he's going to take too much damage here before things finally get pushed off. The medevacs are incredibly low and are going to be forced away. This is a very nice hold by Cham. I don't think he lost any workers. Wow. Good for Cham. Good defense here. Both medevacs sent back home, battered and beaten. And more barracks are going to be the follow-up here. So we're going to continue seeing ourselves work down the path of Biotank for our Terran player here. 1-1 is just a little over halfway done, as a fourth base goes down here for Cham in the forward position. Now this one is interesting because it does have access to the gold mineral patches here if you break down these individual combustible rocks. So it could offer some opportunity if Cham really wants to. In fact, he could just take the roaches right now and just start picking away at that. And then you have kind of a double stream. This hatchery would be like super efficient. There you can, now you can actually see the debris is what it's officially called. You can see the health bars going up there. Third base is also coming down for Kelazhur, and he's deciding to go forward with that base. Gets scan off in the main of Cham and really doesn't see a whole lot. Cham's been putting most, if not all, of his tech down in the natural, which is admittedly a little bit more protected than this open, exposed, very droppable main. So it's a smart choice on the part of Cham. However, we are going to see our second wave coming up here on the top left. Queens are going to push in and clear up some creep, and are going to be met by this particularly Roach Ravager heavy army. And Bio's really good against this. He's got to be careful that he doesn't just lose all of those Ravagers, and one is the only survivor here, so he's going to have to morph in a few more. I always get worried when I see Zerg players go Roach Ravager into a bio-heavy composition army. It's just so easy for those Marines to just overwhelm and out DPS a Roach Ravager army. Not to mention the tanks are incredibly good against those Roaches. Infestors are going to be added to the composition here as well. I actually really like that. Cham's going to push forward down the ramp and see that the army is moving forward here. So Kelazhur is going to try and do a slow push here as he sieges at the bottom of the ramp and just starts working his way forward. Going to try and leapfrog these tanks to make sure that they can get up into position without being destroyed too quickly here. But meanwhile, this nice little run by here is going to be coming into the third base of Kelazhur, while Kelazhur begins to work on the fourth base of Cham. The tanks are far enough forward here where they can start dealing some damage, but they're not quite far enough where they can start raining down onto the main base. Some workers are starting to get traded here as the infestors are now shown. Ooh, I'm hoping that we're not going to run into more lag issues, but yeah, this is going to be a problem here. Wondering if we'll get a pause just to make sure that we don't have a weird startup for our player. Thanks for being patient, guys. Having some technical issues here. Ooh, I really would like to turn that on. Oh my gosh, now I'm not blind. Beautiful. Guys, my favorite thing in the world is a dark theme on every website. If you're a website developer, please, please, please make a dark theme for your website. I will always be there. Always and forever. Do you like that medevac healing sound? All right, we are back into this game now. Thanks for being patient, guys. Kelazhur is kind of posturing here on the south side, and I think the break here just gave Cham the encouragement he needed to push forward here. A couple of fungals come down and lock down a little bit of the reinforcing army here as everything pushes forward. The tanks are cleaned up, but there isn't enough here just yet to finish the rest of the bio. Kelazhur feeling confident, though. He is going to try and push on to the creep here. Queen's getting off some fungals here. The Marauders doing a little bit of work, and I think Cham is going to be able to stabilize here. Oh, Cham in the middle of all of that takes a 5th and 6th base, and the 6th base here is kind of at an awkward position where it's very, very siegeable. So this base is going to go down for its trouble. Cham now retaking his 5th base up at the, what I would call a normal location for that 5th. And Kelazhur has to kind of walk away with his tail between his legs just a little bit. He threw a lot at that push and didn't get a whole lot accomplished. Meanwhile, another base is going down for Kelazhur, and this is actually interesting. He is going to, it looks like he's just going to mine from the left side of it. He'd be a little more efficient if he flipped over to the other side, but he doesn't want to risk exposing himself too much to the onslaught of Zerg that will eventually be pushing through. Corruptors and Broodlords are on the way. Cham is held off just long enough to make sure that he can get himself up to that late game tech, as he does have a Hive and a Greater Spire. 2-2 Missile and Carapace is now complete for our Zerg player. So he has a very strong, scary army, but it's not super mobile. The mobility is kind of what makes the Broodlords work with, you know, going into Lings and being able to kind of strike and count revenge as you move along the map. But I think as long as he plays appropriately, Cham can use this slower, more stable army to try and deal damage to these pushing forces here. This base is going to go down if he's not careful. Cham's going to let Kelazhur push in far enough, and he's decided that that base is not worth fighting for at this point. The army is going to kind of posture here on the right-hand side, and the scan goes down from Kelazhur to see it, and he's not going to push up that ramp, because that would actually be a deadly move. Could very easily swing around for Cham and block the rest of this army. But now Cham needs to try and figure out what to do here. He's lost 2 bases for pretty much free. He is at maxed out supply, but I mean, he can't really afford to just keep throwing away bases like that. Lings are going to try and spill in here, but Kelazhur's got some really good map awareness here. Does get the supply depots up in time. Kelazhur going to do a big drop here in the main. Cham's already placed a whole bunch of Spore Crawlers, and Spore Crawlers are going to clean up at least one of the medevacs here. It's going to force Cham all the way back home. But there's no tech here in the main, and Kelazhur's now figuring this out. I guess the only tech technically is the spawning pool, but I don't think the spawning pool is going to go down. I think it is going to be held. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Kelazhur is deciding to attack with the main force of his army as the slow Broodlord army has been pulled all the way out of position. He's going to have to try and swing back around here. Vipers and Corruptors are also on the way, and +3 Missile and Ground Carapace is added to the mix as well. I think that's really interesting here. He's committing very hard into that Roach Ravager army composition, and actually is just now taking +1 Flyer Carapace. So it almost seems like the Broodlords aren't going to be the bulk of his army force, which is strange, just interesting. Meanwhile, for Kelazhur, he is going down for his 4th base, picking up some more sensor towers to make sure that he can see where everything is moving on the map. And a fusion core is now coming down. So we are either going to see Liberators with range coming out, or we might be seeing these switch into battle cruisers, and I wouldn't be surprised to see either or. Ooh, are these Zerglings or Banelings? These are just Zerglings, so they are burrowed. Burrowed more than anything just to get a little bit of scouting. And I'm not sure, when they're burrowed, can he see them on his radar? No. That's very, very interesting. So it's a nice little tactic here for Cham to allow him a little bit of scouting that is undetected by the sensor tower. Kind of neat. Drop is going to be on the way here for Kelazhur. It's just a basic Bioforce, so it's just meant to do a little bit of damage. But I think that this is going to push him off a little bit. Oh, maybe not. He just decides to fly right on in. One medevac does go down with a significant amount of units, and all 3 medevacs do get picked off. So Kelazhur is now going to focus all of his efforts here on the left-hand side. There are ghosts out on the map as well, and those are going to be effective in picking off Broodlords. Some nice infestor fungals do come down on the Vikings and soften them up. It's not going to be deadly damage. Parasitic Bomb also moving as well. Does get that separated off, so Kelazhur doesn't take a lot of damage for his effort there. And now, Kelazhur is just going to start going after bases. He does swing right into the 3rd base location. Ooh, some nice fungals here, along with the Ravager Vials. Does clean up a big chunk of Kelazhur's army here. The Corruptors are able to kind of work at the Vikings here, and the Viking count is now very low, so that means the Broodlords are going to be able to swing in and be uncontested here against the rest of the army of Kelazhur here. And Kelazhur really does not trade very well. Yes, he did pick up 2 bases, and Cham is going to find himself trying to reposition. But Kelazhur just doesn't have a lot back at home. He does have some Vikings and just a little bit of bio here. Some ghosts are now being added into the mix. But a lot of those tanks that were very resource contingent for Kelazhur are now out of the mix. So we're going to see Cham start swinging forward here. He almost has to. He's maxed out. Kelazhur's at 150. And he needs a response here. He's actually not even rebuilding those bases. So Cham is all the way focused on making sure that this attack sticks and that it sticks hard. There's plenty of Corruptors here to deflect the incoming Vikings that will eventually make their way forward. Some Ghosts are going to actually work on the Infestors, so the Infestors are now taken out of the equation. Some Snipes are coming down here, not quite getting the connections that they need. The Vikings are not able to get pushed far forward. A couple more Infestors getting some really nice fungals down. The Planetary Fortress goes down in a fungal combined with some really good vials, going to tear apart the army of Kelazhur, and now he is able just to push in. GG is called, and Cham taking a very strong, convincing game number 1 in this best of 9. GG for our Zerg player from Mexico. Well done here. I have to say, it's not quite what I expected to see here. I'm not disappointed, though. Again, as a Zerg player, I'm loving this. I'm loving this setup here. But we'll have to see where things go from here. So we're going to wait and see what our second map looks like. Again, they are going to be playing a best of 9, where the loser picks the next map. So next map will be coming in here shortly. Kelazhur's getting a chance to think about it and put together in his head what is going to be the best choice. First 7 maps are not going to be repeatable. So we've seen Automaton. We now will not see Automaton until at least a game number 8. We are going to go through everything, and Blue Shift is now our next map in the pool. So we'll get to see what Kelazhur has in store for Blue Shift as we move into game number 2 here. This is the Alpha X Pro Series number 51 between Cham and Kelazhur. My name is Rushy. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to let us know in the chat who you think is going to be today's victor. If you think it is going to be Cham, who's currently up 1-0 in the series from Mexico, or our Brazilian Terran, Kelazhur, who is playing all the way over from the Netherlands today. So I believe we are playing on North America East. North America East is the seems to be the compromise here between our two players. Let me know in chat where you guys are hailing from today. Definitely want to see who is where you guys are all coming from. I'm so thrilled that you guys are here. really enjoy sharing this this great series with the both of you. I, from the great state of Iowa, in the United States of America. So, I've followed both of these players. I got to see Kelazhur actually live in person last year at WCS Austin while he was still playing the WCS circuit. Whether he will play any live games or not this year, that is yet to be determined. I bet we will see a lot of Cham, though. Cham has been really working on his game and making himself a better player overall. And I bet we will see a lot of him. So here we go, game number 2. It's going to be on blue shift. Let our game get settled here, and we will jump in to our next game. Thank you so much for hanging out. Great opportunity, guys. Hit up that match arena. Let us get into this game here. And here we go. Spawning in the top right is our blue Terran playing for Panda Global. This is Kelazhur. And spawning in the bottom left of blue shift, this is our red Terran. He's teamless right now, but not for long. This is Cham. All right, so blue shift, one of the more aggressive maps in our map pool here on the current season. This map's actually going to be retired here at the end of our current season, which should be, I believe, next week. So if you're a blue ship lover, make sure to say goodbye. Give it a hug. Give it a kiss on the cheek. Because you're a gentleman. Or a lady. I mean, it could be either or. Ladies are allowed to give kisses on the cheek. Everyone is. If anyone ever tells you otherwise, you kick them in the shin. There you go, chat. Everyone gets to love. Both players opting to just go into a rather just standard play here. Nothing too incredibly crazy out of either one of our players. I wouldn't be surprised if Cham continues to pick up some wins. I wouldn't be surprised to see Kelazhur start to pull out some really aggressive openings just to give himself a little bit of distance in the matchup. Rushy dropping the knowledge. Thank you, thank you. I'm filled with knowledge that is sometimes useful, most times not useful. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Let me know what you need to know. I am a certified teacher. Let me teach you the ways of StarCraft and life. Reaper's gonna come forward here and see that there is there's only one drone here. Where could that drone be? Oops, it's already a hatchery, which is very interesting here on this short map. It's surprising that Cham is able to get that base out so fast. But all of the lings do kind of get cleaned up here by this Reaper, so the Reaper is allowed to do just a little bit of harassment on the mining drones. But the Queen is going to be able to push that back off once again. And it looks like we're going into a standard 1-1-1 opening again for our blue Terran. Not to be outdone by his ability to play normal. Cham's also doing the same thing, but there's a second Reaper here. Wait, when did you come in? Reapers die alone. They don't die with friends. What? I'm just, what? No. Well, these two Reapers are going to continue to deal a significant amount of harassment. I think it might actually be able to pick off this one drone. There is one drone here that's really low. Two drones very low. Oh, the Reapers get pushed back. This drone lives to mine another day. And his friend, too. So continuing to get some good scouting out on the map. It's going to be backed up here by some Hellions. So the Reapers are going to try and dive in here with the Hellions. And this mineral line is actually rather exposed. Cham, do you have any Zerglings? There are 6 Zerglings. Oh, there they are. Okay. I was very worried there for a moment. very worried that these units were going to be able to just freely waltz on in, but not the case. 2 drones do go down at the third base location, and a Banshee's on the way along with Cloak. So that is going to be the tech of choice, and Cham is able to scout that. Now it's just a matter of whether or not he sees it, because this is posing a lot of problems for him at the front side of his base, really soaking up a lot of his attention to detail. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty standard mech, at least mech aggression right now. Doesn't look like there's any switch in store for Bio and Barracks. More Lings being sacrificed at the altar of Hellions, although it looks like a majority of them just kind of passed out in the back there. Just taking a break. It's all good. More and more is coming out, and now we're finally seeing the shift into a little bit of Bio. So it's going to be 8 Hellions here, and that's going to be the end of it. A couple of Hellions have died in their valiant struggle to kill the Zerg. But Stim is going to be on the way as well. Banshee Cloak is done, so he's going to have to deal with that here as one Banshee is already over at third base. One Queen does go down, and this does get dangerously low, but it is going to be able to get out uncontested if it so decides. The second Banshee is going to sit back at home and just kind of hang out. Now it decides it wants to go join its friend in the blowing up of drones, as the Bio forces now begin to work their way up into the system. I don't think Cham has seen that Bio is on the way. He did see that there was an attachment coming, so it's very possible that he knows. One of those, like, you know it's coming. But opting to go into Roach Ravager once again seems to be a really confident build for Cham in the ZVT matchup, as Cham's just going to decide to push across. These Banshees, though, are going to kind of put an end to that party. Kelazhur deciding, oh, interesting. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We are going to be seeing Cham push across the map here and bringing the Queens along as well. Bunkers have already gone down for Kelazhur, so this is not going to be a completely defenseless situation here for Kelazhur. This is going to be difficult for him to hold off, as there is a lot of army here. There's not a lot of splash. And finally, a tank is coming down to the low ground, and that is going to be able to provide, I think, the staying power that Kelazhur needs to stay in this game. Tank's going to finally start raining down and pushing back our Zerg opponent, as the Queens are now in the mix as well. Creep Tumor does go down on top of the creep that is being dropped by the Overlord, and that is going to prevent any movement forward here building wise, but it's also going to give Cham just a little bit more kiting power against the units of Kelazhur here at his base. Armory is on the way, along with some more Bio forces here for Cham. But with all of these Zerglings, until Cham is able to break in past this border wall, he's just not able to do anything. So Evolution Chambers are now going down, and the Baneling Nest finally getting started here for Cham. 2 of those supply depots are now completed, but again, no Banelings to help deal with any of the Bio forces that are here. And the Bio is just going to push right onto the creep. Kelazhur saying, I don't believe that you have that much. And Cham's army is just going to shred here. I believe that is, those are +1. Yes, we've got +1. Combat shields are just about done. And Kelazhur confidently cleans up the majority of Cham's army here. Woo. A little run by here. Little drop from the Dropper Lord. Does pick up 3 SCVs here for Cham. 4th base is now all on the way. Just about completed here. +1/+1 melee. So he's going to stay probably into Ling Bane, now identifying that there is in fact Bio on the field. Oh, this Dropper Lord is going to get picked off. It did have Zerglings in it. I mean, it's not a huge loss, but he doesn't want to just blindly throw away units if he doesn't have to. And now the forces of Kelazhur are just going to push right up the center of the map, right up the gut. And this is where things start to get scary for Cham. He really doesn't have a whole lot here. Banelings are now complete, but Baneling speed will not be done here for at least another 30 seconds. And that is going to be long enough for Kelazhur to start sieging up here, clearing out some of the creep. And now you're going to see the tanks just start to flip-flop and leapfrog forward. He is taking his time, though, so it is very possible that Baneling speed is going to be allowed to finish here. But I'll be curious to see if what the tanks have to say about it. One of the extractors goes down at the third base location as things start to get picked off here, and things are starting to look grim here for Cham. Kelazhur are going to start forcing the issue here as he pushes forward with everything. All of the tanks are going to get picked off here. But now, again, it's going to be what is here to stop the bio forces. There just is not any Banelings and Zerglings left to soak up that damage. And Kelazhur gets a GG called. And we're moving on to game number 3 with a evened up score. GG to our players. So, looks like Cham is going to be picking out our next map here, so we're gonna wait just very patiently. As we get a chance to see where we will be headed to next in this best of 9 series. You guys are watching the Alpha X Pro series, brought to you by Africa TV and Matcherino, and of course Alpha X Esports. Feel free to check out Alpha X. We have a great StarCraft 2 community going. We are just about, I think we're rapidly approaching our 1-month anniversary as an organization, which is very, very exciting. So feel free to check us out. We've got information kind of spread out everywhere. Parasite is going to be our next map in the series here. So Parasite tends to be a really interesting map for Zerg players, especially against Terran, seeing as Parasite's very large, it's very expansive, a lot of run-by opportunities here for our Zerg player. And the Terran's going to have a lot of work on his hands to kind of keep it all under wraps. So we'll be interested to see how that all comes down and fleshes out. But as we wait for that, feel free to hit up our Matcherino. The link is at the top of the chat, so feel free to take this moment, check it out, help out our players. Every code that you guys use contributes 50 cents towards our player prize pool. These guys are fighting. They're fighting to the bitter end. We want this to go to a game number 9. And if they know that they've got extra money on the line, you know they're going to give it all. They will, they will. So, hit up that link at the top. The code is Alpha Pro Series 51. Contribute to free 50-cent contribution to our prize pool. It doesn't even cost you a dime. So, chat, I'm a teacher. Here we go. It requires a little bit of interaction. Please raise your hand if you like free money. Oh, no, come on. There's more of you. Yeah, even you in the back there slurping on your ramen. Get your hand up in the air. Everybody likes free money, especially when it's at the end of a great day of StarCraft 2 gameplay. So, if you do like free money and you want other people to have free money, because you never know when yours might be coming, feel free to click that link. Alpha Pro Series 51. Add your free 50 cents. We'll make sure to shout out all of our wonderful people that helped contribute to that. And in fact, you know what? Let's do that here really, really fast. Oop, I'm gonna let them know that the English cast is ready. Look at this. We already have some very, very good contributions here. Guys, thank you so much here. Let's take a peek here at all of our wonderful supporters. Andrew the Mandrew, Akon, Quarthes, Andrew the Mandrew some more. Oh my gosh, look at all of his contributions. Sunlily, Hotkeys, Zarek, Snap, Tails, Decippy Cup, Snoopy, Nemesis, Champ, Kelazhur. Look at that. The players are contributing to their own tournament. I love it. NMBFNGR. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what that might be. Victor Velasquez says, great games, guys. Thank you so much. Menazur. Aguante, Cham. Go, Cham. Go, Cham. Thank you so much, guys, for helping us out. Check out all of the great opportunities available right after this next game. Spawning in the top left of Parasite. Blue Zerg. Guys, give it up for Cham. And spawning in the bottom right, and maybe the top left as well. This is our Red Terran from Panda Global. This is Kelazhur. Hold on. SCV. Wait, no, this isn't your set. No, this is not your base, Kelazhur. Kelazhur, your base is over here. Your base is over here, not over here. What? Oh my gosh. Looks like we are going to be going into a 2 racks opening here for our Terran player, but Cham smelling the cheese. It must have been Limburger. Oh, it's gonna be a 3 racks actually. Cham smelling the Limburger in the air. Goes for a little bit of cheese here. So Cham's got himself set up in the right position here, where he will be able to push this off relatively quickly. 6 lings on the way out for Cham, but Cham hasn't scouted this yet. He doesn't know it's coming. Overlord took a lot of extra time going into a different location here, but he has not gotten across the map to see that there is in fact nothing here at home. However, it is going to be here in just a brief minute. Oh, it does get scouted here. So Cham is going to push forward here. 3, 4 Marines with no full-on protection here. And then what's going to be the response here for Cham? Looks like he's going into some spine crawlers, a roach warren going down almost immediately, and the lings are just going to go across. Interesting. So the bunker rush is still on. Is this pantry going to be allowed to finish? Yes, it will. This Kelazhur going to build any bunkers. Lings are going to be attacking the wall back home. Here does go 1 bunker. There's just no units. I think he's waiting for roaches to be able to be made here. So we should have, what, 3? Oh, yeah, good. Being very patient, not using the larva down at the second base just yet. But this is starting to get to be a scary amount here. Kelazhur's all but kind of locked this in place back at home. So he only needs to make sure that this base does not go down. But roaches are now available and on the menu. So the spine crawler is going to be coming down. And the roaches are starting to kite and jockey. Ravagers have been morphed. I think just 1 though. Yep, just 1 Ravager. The natural base is very, very low. There's a lot of lings. There's a lot of Marines here. The lings left, and they did come back. They're going to try and collect the remainder of the reinforcements here. The second base does go down, as Cham is now supply blocked. 2 Overlords are on the way. This is getting to be a little dire here for our Blue Zerg. He knows now that the army that is here is the army that he is going to be fighting, as the barracks have been pushed away. But this is still kind of a dire situation for Cham. Cham's unable to really get anything accomplished here, as he does jump on top of the bunker here, trying to get enough DPS to deal some damage. One of those SCVs does get picked off, and that is going to be a big deal here for Cham as he does try and get this bunker. I think the bunker is now finally going to fall. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cham. Cham finally does get that all the way cleaned up. And now we kind of enter into a weird point in the game where Kelazhur's done a really nice job of making sure that he doesn't take the damage back at home. Oh, and just misses being able to kind of clean up some of the rest of this army as well. But Cham does have a really strong army composition here. He does have Ravagers. He does have enough to morph in 3 more. So I think with 6 Ravagers, this could deal a lot of really strong damage to Kelazhur back at home. Meanwhile, Cham opting to go into a 3rd base. So it's hard to say who's really at an advantage here. Kelazhur has a strong worker lead, but Cham does have a slight army lead as well. But I really feel confidently he really needs, well, he does need that Overlord. So the Overlord's going to come and give him the high ground vision he's looking for. He just needs to be careful that it doesn't get picked off by that bunker. But it would make me happy to see those morph into 3 more Ravagers. That would seal the deal here for Cham and do lots of work for him. But instead, he's just opting to use that. Oh, so close. The high ground vision is under pressure here by this Cyclone, and Cham just decides that it's not worth it. He hold positions the Overlord, and now is only left with this one Overlord left across the map. Ooh. So this one Cyclone's going to be a hero here and try and push everything off. But meanwhile, back at home, there's just not a whole lot happening here. He is trying to get his economy back up in line, and he's doing that rather well. Also preventing Kelazhur from getting into his 2nd base. But I think that's going to change here in just a brief amount of time. 3 base is actually on the way for Kelazhur, as his 3rd base is now finished here. Cyclone trying to pick off just a little bit, push everything back. But this bio should just walk down the ramp and immediately push everything away. Oh, 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 he does manage to pick that off. What a cute little play. Wow, that was really nice timing. The Banshee is officially going to push everything back. So this is now all going to go home. Kelazhur's going to be able to pick up his 2nd base. But Cham has really done a nice job. He's been able to drone all the way behind this, and he now has 3 base saturation. Prevented Kelazhur from getting down to his 2nd base. But the 3rd base is already here, so it won't be long until he has enough workers to match that of Cham. But Cham is going to try and take advantage of it here. He does it at the cost of most of his Ravagers and Robots. Banshee, I guess only getting 2 kills. Surprising. I figured it would have picked up more than that. Combat Shield, just about to finish up here. So this is going to be a bio transition once again. Kelazhur really enjoying his bio play. Stimpack also on the way. So it will be a really strong bio timing if and when it does get across the map. But I think Kelazhur is going to be the next person to be aggressive here, as Cham opting to go into that 4th base. And I think the Banshee did see that. No, the Banshee did not see that. Does confirm the fact that there is a 3rd base and that it is fully saturated. 2 drones do get picked off. As we now move into, I guess I'd call it the mid-game. 16 Marine medevac drop is on its way across the map. Kelazhur is going to look to try and get a little bit more damage done across the map. Remember, this all started with Kelazhur taking a very aggressive 3 racks proxy. So a lot of his economy and tech is behind. But Cham has been really greedy, and he's got to be careful he doesn't just lose everything here. Ooh, Banshee almost gets picked off here as it starts to work on the ground forces here of Cham. Kelazhur's going to swing around up to the top side here, trying to heal. He's going to add 2 more medevacs to this mix. So 32 Marines. It's a pretty sizable force here. Baneling speed's just about done. So he is going to have the power he needs to push this off, but he does have to be careful he doesn't isolate himself away from the attacking force, as it is going to be a little bit of a sandwich here, and Cham is not quite aware of this just yet. He's going to be here in just a moment as this one group does push up into the 3rd base. He's going to just start shredding away. Meanwhile, the second group is going to be up at the 5th base location here of Cham. Does need to be careful. Those banelings do get picked off and sniped. 11 workers going down for Cham. Ooh, that was a nice pickup here, and he's going for more as well. 13 workers in total going down for our blue Zerg. We're missing one of those medevacs. I'm assuming that one of those medevacs did get picked off in the end. So that's a nice little pickup for Cham. This is going to be reinforced now by more bio and a few tanks. So we're now getting into that scary part of the matchup here for the Zerg player, where he has to make some really quick decisions about where to keep the bulk of his army, as he's decided to take both of these bases. He is going to have to split everything up. And the army's going to opt to go to the 12 o'clock base position. Doesn't want to run these banelings off of creep just yet. They do have speed, but there's a lot of army here. There's only 2 tanks though. So with enough of a surround here, he will be able to be aggressive to this. The Zerglings do pour forward. The banelings are able to move forward and connect with a portion of the army. The top side does get picked off all of the way. Whew. Only 8 Marines left, but there is a big force here that moves along the north side of this base, and it does get shut down. So Cham, with some really nice maneuvering and map awareness, protecting the majority of his worker line and keeping his 82 worker lead at this point in the game. Just drop a macro hatch, and Hive is also on the way as well. So he's going to be transitioning into that late game here. He's done a nice job of making sure that happens. And now Kelazhur's got to start feeling a little bit shaky here. He's let his Zerg opponent get a really nice, strong economy going. Cham's going to check to make sure that there is not, in fact, a 4th base at this location. But this army is so exposed. Oh, Cham, turn around. Oh, Cham, turn around. Turn the Cham around. Oh, he's going to bust right on in here. I think there's enough here, especially with the 1 tank, to deal enough damage. Ooh, gonna try and get a little bit of splash damage. Does take 4 workers out for his trouble, but this base is entirely exposed. This base is going to completely go down before this army is able to push this away. And actually, these lings, I don't think are going to be quite strong enough to deal with all of that. Yeah, most of it gets picked up and moved away, and this base is actually also very exposed. If he decides to target it down, this base will fall. Oh, it's actually a really good pickup here for Kelazhur, as Cham's now going to have 2 of his best bases picked off here. He does have 1 base all the way over on the left side of the map that will be able to work, but it's going to be about a minute or so before Cham's economy really gets back into the swing of things. Kelazhur does a nice job of evening this game back out. Game number 3. Oh, I don't know why, but it said that it was 0-1. It's actually 1-1, so my apologies on the score. Kelazhur does a really nice job of evening this back up in game number 3. So it's going to be kind of a bloodbath. It looks like Ultralisks are going to be the choice of tech here. Ultras are going to get a really nice buff here in the next season, so it doesn't surprise me to see Cham getting into that good technology here. Yeah, this Liberator is going to go down. Goodbye. That is where the Ravagers really come in handy. Another Liberator is going to be in the natural base here, raining down. 4 workers go down. A little bit of lost mining time, nothing too drastic. Chitinous plating just about done, and Aspire does also begin for Cham. So I think we are going to see him move into Broodlords here very, very soon, which is not a bad composition. 4 Vipers with a lot of energy are going to be able to move forward here, as these siege tanks only have +1. Needs to be careful here. Cham doing a nice job kind of setting up a concave. Ooh, the scan goes down and does not see any of Cham's army. He only now sees up the ramp that there is something here. Oh, one of these medevacs swings along the left-hand side and sees the army trying to wrap around. Oh, I wish that army was there. That army would have been in position. He would have had a really nice surround on Kelazhur. Oh. Fighting off of creep. Feels bad, man. One blinding cloud does go down on that tank, so the tank does get picked off. These other two tanks are also in the mix as well. Some really, really nice parasitic bombs going down onto the bulk of the medevacs. One bile does pick that up at the cost of 15 workers to help buy a little bit of time for Kelazhur to recollect his army. But yeah, all of those medevacs going down. That is going to take a little bit of time to get repaired back up. The planetary down at the third base location is going to be enough to stigmy that off. Ooh, nice blinding cloud onto the ramp that protects the army. And another parasitic bomb cleans up a lot of those medevacs. So there's a lot of bio here. Good amount of banelings could easily deal with this, but he's gonna go right now. Some banelings do manage to get in and connect, but that one tank is getting a lot of work done. The ultras are allowed to chomp away at the main core of the army. 21 workers, 25 workers go down, and it's just too much for Kelazhur. GG is called. And Cham picking up game number 3 in rather convincing fashion here. So, GG. The patch being released is going to be next week. I believe it's going to be to start with the next season, according to the community balance. So, Cham up 2-1 in our series. We're waiting to see what our next map is going to be. It's a best of 9. So neither player really in a dire position at this point. All of our losers are picking our maps today. So Kelazhur gets a chance to think about what map he wants to play on next. Oh. Whew. Been a while since I've casted such a great series all by myself. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Stasis is going to be our next map as well. Gotta make sure that I keep my water handy so that way I don't run into dry mouth. Oh, I gotta remember things to talk about and keep track of. Oh, that was kind of a funky looking face that I had going on there. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. This is the Alpha X Pro Series number 51 between Cham and Kelazhur. My name is Rushy. This series is brought to you by Matcherino, Africa TV, and the great folks at Alpha X. I mean, I'm technically part of those great folks. I wasn't referring to myself. Don't think of me that way. Don't think of me that way. I didn't mean it. Woo, 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 woo. We are going to take a short break here while we get set up into this next game here. Give me just a chance to breathe here. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back right after this. All right, we are back here, getting ready to jump into game number 4. We are headed to Stasis. So, another one of the weird maps in the pool. I'll be interested to see what our players decide to do in this next game. So we are going to get everything set up, get all the way loaded in. Then we will go ahead and introduce our players. Oh. Let me know in the chat. Where do you guys think this is going to head? Right now, Cham 2-1. Can Cham hang on to his overall lead, or will Kelazhur be able to move into a convincing position? Spawning in the top left of Stasis, it's our red Zerg player. Give it up for Cham. And spawning in the top right, our blue Terran playing for Panda Global. This is Kelazhur. Okay, breathing is for chumps, Droptimus. I enjoy breathing. Breathing is important to me. I absolutely need that to survive. So, one of the more interesting maps in the pool here, where your natural expands closer to your enemy rather than away. This is also a map where you can really go for something super cheesy, super quick. Both players opting to play a little more standard. Kelazhur's 3 racks rush did not work out for him in this game. Or in the last game, I should say. Kind of wondered if maybe he would opt to do that again. And I think Cham kind of felt the same way, showing that he was scouting off into that southern location here, looking for an expansion that just was not there. Kelazhur opting just to go standard, just to play this out, make it a normal game. Guys, while this game gets loaded up here, check out that Matcherino link up at the top of the chat. Just take a peek. You do have to highlight it, copy and paste it. I did learn that myself, but that's okay. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that's really important. Alpha Pro Series 51 is the code you need to use here. This is very important. Very important that we get our players more money. Let them work for your hard-earned cash. And you don't even have to give your hard-earned cash. You can just use Matcherino code. That's totally fine. We would love to see that. If you ever want to contribute more on your own, more than welcome to. Kelazhur has been very, very aggressive with his opening Reaper in these games, and I kind of like his approach on that. He's gotten a lot done, picking off yet another creep tumor and picking off more workers and lings as well. I don't think he's gotten any workers in this game. He does have 4 kills though, so that means I think he did get 1 worker, unless maybe does get a nice mine, kind of isolate off that worker here, but I think this is finally going to be the end. But 5 kills, it's a lot. It's a lot for 1 Reaper. Let's get a very nice, advantageous look at the scouting as well. Another 1-1-1 on the way, but a tank is going to be the first choice here. So he's going to try and protect this. We'll call it middle ground, since I can call this high ground. Low ground. Low. So we're going to try and protect this second base here and really just work on getting his economy up into place. Although Kelazhur's actually ahead right now economically. 32. Oh, I guess now it swings into Cham's favor. 30, 30, 32. 3 more queens on the way. Pretty standard protective stuff here out of Cham. He's going to try and work on this little debris patch here. So one of the things that makes Stasis really interesting is this shortened path between natural expansion. So it looks like Cham is going to want the opportunity to run things across, or at least at bare minimum, provide the extra pressure. And make Kelazhur nervous about all the stuff that's happening here. Kelazhur's smelling it though. He's got a supply depot over on his side of the map. He's not going to be caught off guard anytime soon. More tanks on the way, along with a Banshee with Cloak. So I can't help but feel that this is going to be another standard ZVT brought to you by Team Kelazhur and Team Cham. Support Team Kelazhur and Cham by yelling Kelazhur or Cham in the chat. We got 143 viewers. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. But you should tell us. Let us know what you want. You think he's clearing the rocks just in case of tanks? Very much a good possibility here. It's very easy to just drop some tanks up into this little nook and cranny. I think you are absolutely correct. As the tanks and bio do start moving across the way here. Banshees as well are going to slowly get picked off. But I believe, yeah, Cloak is already on the field. And what is even in the... What's even in the formula here? There really isn't. There are Lings. Lings are now finally going to get down into here and start causing some problems for these units, and they all get cleaned up. Some very, very slick micro here by Cham. Negates the damage and pushes Kelazhur all the way back to his base where he does not have anything. Very, very. Ooh. Interesting, interesting. Cham sees that there is no third base here. Kelazhur dropped a miss. Thank you so much, my friend, for playing our game. Right now, it's 1 Kelazhur to 0 Chams. These players need your energy. They need the help. They need to know. Oh, Vegeta, what's the scouter say about my power level? It's just a 1, Kelazhur. Just a 1. But it's okay. Oh, that tank was ready. A couple of these workers are going to get picked off right away. Just a little bit too early with no other support. Actually going to get 3 of those workers. And try and get just a little bit more splash damage here. Banshee's going to do a little bit of work here on the 4th base of Cham. Queens and Overseer are going to see that comes to an end. But not before this Banshee picks up 3 creep tuners. It's pretty nice. Swarm hosts are going to be on the way here for Cham. 8 more swarm hosts in production. Thors going to be the choice for Kelazhur. So this is going to be the first. It's going to be the first mech game that we've seen out of Kelazhur in this game. Very, very nice job with the pivoting of technology here. Oh, how could we have not known? How could I have not known? Look at the bears. Look how happy it is. Look how happy it is, chat. Yay! Big bio units! But not anymore. The Hellions are going to move across here and try and deal some damage, but they decide, nah, they want a piece. They want a piece of these. A few of the Locusts are going to go down. Oh, but I think, yep, it's going to get a nice little surround, and GG is called. Kelazhur's got no time. No time for Cham shenanigans here. GG, and Cham takes a convincing game for victory. Good job by our Zerg player here. I guess he just didn't even need it. He didn't need the energy after all. Oh my gosh. I'm just so stunned. Oh, all right. Waiting to see now what map we're going to head on to next. So, neither Cham nor Kelazhur is in a striking position yet. It's a best of 9, so they must win 5. So, Cham continues to win. He will find himself on match point against Kelazhur, who does have a long ways to go here. But Cerulean Fall is going to be our next map played. Be interested to see if Kelazhur decides to get more and more cheeky with his Zerg player opponent. We'll have to see what Kelazhur decides to bring in, but we are going to go to Cerulean Fall. Remember, in this best of 9, we are going to see all 7 maps individually first. We can't have any repeats, so like Automaton, Blue Shift, Parasite, Stasis, those are all effectively banned until game 8 or 9. When if we get to that point, we've exhausted all the maps in the ladder pool, then we will be fine in picking out some of the repeats. But Kelazhur's really only got one map to choose from here, and that's Blue Shift. It's the only map he's won so far. Should be interesting. It'll be worth seeing if it's going to make a difference here. But if you're a Kelazhur fan, you are going to need to send him some energy, because he definitely needs it. Okay, we're waiting to see if we can get into our next lobby here. Again, great opportunity, guys. Let's shout out some more Matcherino people. Here we go. Gary. Filth. Oh, I already read NMB Finger. Numb Finger. Oh, did I figure it out? I think I figured it out. Numb Finger. Thank you so much. Carlos Pedroza. Francois Gauthier. Daunted. Island. Paco Mike. Destan. No one swarms like Destan. Builds more units like Gaston. Oh, I said Gaston. Dang it. I like that musical. So Gaston just kind of floats up. But Destan. Thank you. Thank you. Alexander Enki. Junior Star League. Thank you so much. Lord of Terrans. Mamba the Snake. Tertio. Cynical Death. Shazam. Lanfear. Kashim. Praetorian. Happy. Lit Sniper. Kelazhur and Cham both contributed. So $1 is just from their own money. Good for them. Nemesis, Snoopy, Zarek, No Hotkeys, Sun Lily, Dust. I've read all of these names beyond. Thank you so much for contributing. We do still have some more codes that we can use, so feel free to hit up the Matcherino link and let us know. And guys, if you're Kelazhur fans, he needs your energy. Start sending it in the chat. Be very, very good for him to not just fall victim to Cham's shenanigans. Chamnanigans. It's not good. I'm gonna keep working on that one. I'm gonna flesh that one out just a little bit more. And I'm gonna work on that one a little bit. But here we are, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Cham and Kelazhur Alpha Pro Series 51. Hey, look at that. Worked out in the end. I have to look at my keyboard when I type. It's embarrassing, I know. It's terrible. All right. Let's jump into Cerulean Fall LE. Spawning in the top right. He needs your energy, chat. Get hyped. Get some excitement going here for Panda. Oh. Oh, no. Rip. He's done it. Chamnanigans. Yeah, the Cham shenanigans. Come on, Xenodactyl. You knew what this was. You knew what this was. Guys, press F in the chat for Soldado, please. Here we go. F. Here, I'll even put it there for you. All right, rip Soldado. Alrighty. Anyways, as we were saying, spawning in the top right. He needs your energy, chat. Give it up. Give it some hype for our blue Terran player from Panda Global. This is Kelazhur. And spawning in the bottom left of Cerulean Fall, our red Zerg, who is opening pool first. He's nervous. He's a nervous boy here. This is Cham. So Cerulean Fall isn't one of the biggest maps in the pool here. So it doesn't surprise me that Cham decides to play it safe and open up for a pool first. But it's not a super aggressive pool. He's not trying to do like a 12, 13, or 14 pool and move into something where he can have lings across the map and just ravaging Kelazhur's main base. Oh, okay, this is just gonna be a scouter. That's fine. Kelazhur, what does the scouter say about Cham's power level? It's 3 to 1. Ah, that's fine. He's gonna have 6 lings though, so he's gonna stack that. I think that's gonna be about the most lings that he gets out right now. And he's opting to go into a roach warren. Oh, so he really does want to clean that up. Oh no. Oh no, he really does not want that to get scouted, and he's not going to. Wonderful. So Kelazhur's going to be in the dark right now about what's actually coming out for Cham in this game. He's going to have 6 lings move across the map and try and deal just a little bit of damage, but this is actually feeling rather delayed. Going straight into reactor, no Reaper to be spoken of. Now the roaches are going to be on the way. So this is going to be kind of an aggressive timing. So here I said Cham was playing it a little safe, not doing anything super cheeky, and yet here we are. Here we are. Rushy, you were wrong. Oh, almost gets the pressure out on the worker building the natural expansion. Not quite though. So now it's going to be how fast these roaches and ravagers can get across the map. They'll be really good at deflecting just a couple of Hellions. Does kill off one of the overlords. So that's a nice little pickup here for Kelazhur. Cham, little supply blocked, is only going to be able to work with this little chunk right now. So 3 roaches and a ravager. That's it. Oh boy. That is not enough, in my opinion. But we shall see here. As Cham does come up the ramp, he's going to put some pressure on this supply depot. This supply depot goes down. That will supply block Kelazhur, so that is going to be it for supply for him. There's no more army available, and the boys get pulled. They're just going to be transferred to begin with, but yeah, those boys are extra pulled right now. There is not much being mined in Kelazhur's main base. Ooh, does manage to grab a couple of workers here. So slowly but surely, does not want to get surrounded though. Cham being very patient. I think Cham's actually just gonna take this opportunity to go home. There's enough bio, there's enough Hellions here to keep everything locked into place. So a little bit of lost mining time, but that's about it. Other than that, Cham did just a little bit of damage. I don't think it was as much as he was hoping for, but it looks like it is going to be just a normal bio switch. Cham's going to come across them, or Kelazhur's going to come across the map here, check and see that there is no third base. And it feels rather all in. Kelazhur's got to think alarm bells going off right now. What is actually happening? And what is happening is Aspire. Scan goes down and sees it almost immediately. So, what is going to be the response? Stim is still on the way as the main source of production here. A third base finally getting taken for Cham. I don't think there's enough roasting power here to actually kill this hatchery. He can keep it whittled down for quite a while, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal. So the third base is going to be allowed to finish. No third. Oh, yeah, he does have a third base built. Kelazhur's already on it, working on getting that SCV count up. 1-1's going to be on the way here very, very soon. And it's going to be more. Ooh, it's going to be more Kelazhur shenanigans. Oh, the Hellions are going to be able to get into the natural base here unobtruded. Oh, I feel this pain. The main is now exposed as well. Mutas are going to be able to pop and help clean this up. Ooh, But yeah, I was gonna say Cham's got to be very, very careful. He doesn't just lose the bulk of his army here, or the bulk of his workers. 6 workers do go down, so not a terrible end result here. But it did give Kelazhur a worker lead. And now the missile turrets are going to go up across the bases and help with protecting against these mutas. The mutas do sneak in and grab 1 or 2, so they're not going to be able to freely build. Now the trick's going to be for Kelazhur to try and get his 3rd base on location, and that right now is going to be a tall task, especially since these mutas are currently flying around, and I guess they're just not going to do anything. I suppose the tickle damage onto the orbital is not going to be worth it. Oh, check that out. Kelazhur's got a little bit of waifu action going on. So the mutas are just going to try and keep an eye on things. Armory's going to go down here and allow for Hellbats and allow for more upgrades to start coming out. I wouldn't be surprised to see more tanks being brought onto the horizon. And maybe with the mutas in play, maybe we'll see just a little bit of Thor action. Who knows? We will see. 1-1. I think he's counting on Thors, because he is going into 1-1 missile and ground carriers. Be really, really sturdy against the tankier army of Kelazhur, but mines are going to be the choice once he is unsupply blocked. Does he have any supply depots en route? Yes, he does have 1. 1 on the way to help unblock the blockage of supply. But I was going to push across the map here. 2-2 is en route. So this is kind of a spooky scenario here. Ooh, yeah, nice little catch here. Supply blocking Kelazhur even further. Cham doing a really great job here while he continues to build up more and more Roach Ravager. 1-1's going to be finished here rather quickly, as some of this bio does get across the map here. Oh, this is going to be a great pickup here for Cham. Sees that mines are the tech of choice from the factory. No tanks to be found just yet. And yeah, he's just going to push across the map here. 185 to 121 is the balance. Cham has such a great army, and Kelazhur does not have the right composition to deal with it. So the 3rd base is going to be exposed here. There's just not a lot to deal with this army composition. He knows the gas is going to be the saving day for him. And this is just gross. GG is called, and Cham with a convincing game number 5, excuse me. And that moves us here to match point for our Mexican Zerg. If he can manage to clean up 1 more game, he will be today's winner. So it's possible that we are looking at our last game of the series. So Kelazhur is going to have to take a moment here to think about his possible final map. And then we shall see who our winner will be for today. If Kelazhur is going to win it, he's got to win 4 in a row. So that's a tall order. Definitely not the easiest thing to do, especially when he's been ideally picking maps in his favor. It is possible, though, if you know that you have a lot of games to play, that you might throw away a map or two that, like, well, I could win it, but it's not my best map, to save these last 2 in his back pocket. So we are going to go to Kairos Junction next. Kairos is going to be our game number 6. Cham is on match point. Kairos has a lot of really weird positions for the Zerg player, so I would not be surprised to see something really aggressive here out of Kelazhur. and moving us into a game number 7 scenario where the final map would be, let's see, which one haven't we had? Port Alexander, which is an okay scenario for both players, in all honesty. Not that bad of a position here. Guys, we're going to take a brief break while we get set up into this game here. Don't go anywhere. This is the Alpha X Pro Series number 51 between Cham and Kelazhur. My name is Rushy. Check out that match Reno in the chat link right above. Let's use all of those codes. Free money, guys. Free money to go to our players, and all you have to do is click some buttons and type some letters and numbers. Check that out. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back, guys. We let the players take a brief bio break, and the casters as well. And I'm actually in the middle of a mouthful of pretzels, but here we are jumping into game number 6. We're on match point. So I'm gonna chew here ravenously for a moment. We need snacks, guys. Everybody needs a snack. All right. Here we are jumping in to potentially our last game of the series. If we don't, it's because this man managed to make it happen, spawning in the bottom right. This is our blue Terran, playing for Panda Global. Give him your energy. Make a spirit bomb for him, chat. This is Kelazhur. And spawning in the top left of Kairos Junction, our red Zerg. He's looking to close this series out. He wants to be done. He wants to take his money and go on home. This is our red Zerg player. He is Cham. You snack on Zerg? Oh, gosh. What a terrifying thing. Alrighty. Well, I wondered if in this final game, Kelazhur would try and do something a little bit on the sneaky side. Do another proxy, but it didn't work in Parasite. Cham adapted appropriately, built that pool first, and got himself into a really good position. Not the case on this map. This map's a little bit shorter. But you know, it's all good. Kelazhur's got a plan. He's had a lot of time to sit and think during that bio break. The thing that scares me is this little bit right here. You have these collapsible rocks that are pretty tanky. They do open up the vein between what would be maybe like the 4th or 5th base, more likely the 5th base, and then opening, but it's so easy to put some tanks right in there and deal a lot of damage to that 3rd base location. Reaper hasn't quite gotten across the map yet, just a scout with the SCV, looking to see if there is, if it was a pool first opening or a hatch first opening. It was in fact hatch first. It's now going to go down and block the 3rd base expansion here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this Reaper try and pull away, because it knows that the worker is down there, and there it goes. So now the drone is on the run. Drone on the run. Drone on the run. Yeah, new drone's on the way. So. Oh, and I think Kelazhur, he sniffed it happening. He knew it was going to happen. So Cham is now going to try and run this back, and he's going to make it. What a guy. What an absolute legend. Dun 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 dun. Oh, I mean, this is all the way up here. Dun 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 dun. Wonderful. Well done. Well done, Cham. Meanwhile, a Liberator is going to be the opening here from the starport. So, looking to get a little bit of aggression taken care of on Cham's side of the map. And this is also be really good if he spots Cham going into that typical roach push that he has been doing as of late. It's not the case this time, as Cham's opting to keep things just a little bit more standard here. Where are we at drone count wise? So we got 35 workers, 8 lings on the way. This is gonna do a nice job of just putting some pressure on this base. Nothing major. Queens are gonna come down and prevent any of this from moving forward. And Cham's got some really nice creep spread going here. Liberator's on the way. So Liberator's going to swing around to the top side of the map. The Overlord does a good job of scouting this. A second Liberator on the way. Very, very interesting. Let's see if that Liberator stays on track here? It does, in fact. Queens doing some really nice protection at the third base location. As, where did, oh, there it is. Liberator, no kills. Does not get much accomplished here. Queens are now going to be out of position, but the Lings are going to be in position to help protect that mineral line. So well done by Cham to be prepared for that. Oh, he's going to have to be careful. Almost loses that queen, but not quite. Liberator still has 0 kills, but this one is going to get a little bit of work done, but not for free. It's gonna get 4 before it gets killed, and I mean, that's not a bad trade-off. You barbecue, and I farm them. I don't know what Cham was looking at here. But he just lost an entire worker line. Oh, it was awful. 3, 1, 2, 2. Well, who was the killer here? Did 20 go down? Must have killed the ones that did it. So he exacted his revenge. Third base is not going to fly onto site just yet, as these Lings are able to do a little bit of scouting and harassing. One of those murderous Hellions goes down, but not before they roast some more Zerglings for Xenodactyls and Terran Lord's snack of the day. Baneling speed on the way, so this is just going to be a lot of Ling Bane as we move into a later portion of the game. Armory's on the way. So Hellbat can be in the mix here if Kelazhur is looking for a little extra meat to the army. Would be great at that barbecue. Third base finally now on site for Kelazhur. Does a nice job of blocking off the left-hand side. It's not going to be able to just run the Lings in, but yeah, here come the Banelings. Oh, it's going to get scouted. Yeah, these Lings are going to try their hardest to get the wraparound. Not quite picking all of those off. Banelings are going to have to be careful, though. There's mines now out on the field, and that is not going to fare well against the composition that Cham has. Fourth base is on the way as well for Cham. So Cham's not looking to make this super all in. 1-1 just about to finish up here for Kelazhur. So Banelings are going to run in, and the mines are going to start firing, but there's only one there. It's really not that much. Oh my gosh, Kelazhur is finding himself in a really open, exposed moment. The medevacs are just unable to assist. They just now finally get everything connected, but not before 18, 19, 20 workers go down. Oh, this mine could be deadly. It was. Took out a lot, but oh gosh, at what cost? Cham negated the entirety of the supply lead for Kelazhur. He's gonna be able to pick off, oh, maybe? No, not quite. No more Banelings means there's no more staying power here for Cham, so Cham is gonna have to back off, but 22 workers gone. That's great. That was a great pickup for Cham. Exactly what he needed to even this back up. And he's just going to reload. He's just going to morph in more Banes, more Lings. He's just going to wind up and try again. The mines, though, are still in play. He did not clean all of them up. 2 more on the way. Oh, and he's smart. Oh, he's smart. I think he's just going to bust the wall. Yeah, almost. Kind of ends up working out that way. These workers are in trouble, though. He needs to be very careful he doesn't just lose more. Oh, it's gruesome. It's gruesome here for Kelazhur. 10 more workers going down and more Lings flooding across the map. Kelazhur is starting to feel the pressure. He's looking to push across the map himself. But this is going to be an exposed mineral line. 42 Lings in production. He's going to have more than enough to deal with this back at home. He's going to try and clean up a bulk of the army here with the Lings. But as the Banelings roll forward, Kelazhur's not looking at it. 12 more workers going down. He's got to defend this at home here. Kelazhur still does have the supply advantage, just not the worker advantage. 63 to 40 here for Kelazhur. This is a scary army. Cham does need to be careful. He's just some bad micro away from losing this game. Kelazhur is just pumping out Marines at a clip. But now Kelazhur's going to be able to jump on top of the army here. Ooh, this is getting really scary here for our red Zerg. The Banelings continue to come in, so he's not down and out of this just yet. +3, +2 now on the way. A couple of these medevacs are going to get picked off, and that's exactly what Cham needs to get rid of, are the medevacs. So now finally going to push up far enough into the main where the 4th base cannot just freely roam. And this mine does get a nice little connection here. 10 kills. As Kelazhur is now finally able to go after worker lines. 19, 20 drones going down. Cham. Oh, Cham. I think Cham overextended just a little bit too much here. Is not able to lock anything down. He just doesn't have an answer here for Kelazhur. We're going to try and run across the map and deal just a little bit more damage. Unfortunately, it's going to be too little too late. GG is called. Kelazhur keeping himself in this game number 6. Good for him. So now we are going to head to Port Alexander for our game number 7. We already know this because it's the final map in the pool. And it's the only one that's left that we can play individually. So, here we go. So we're gonna get this queued up here. Oh, I had a nice big stretch. Sometimes you just gotta stretch it out. Yeah, get a handful of your favorite snack and eat on stream. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Soulmate's saying something in the chat, and I admittedly cannot speak Korean. So we're gonna see if Google Translate can help me out. Nope, that's not helpful. I was hoping to copy that. Joshi with a heart. Everyone. I mean, those of you that can speak Korean are just absolutely like years ahead of me here. Says mother. Oh no. Spooky. Mother, spooky. Really? I don't know if that translated quite the way it needed to. But thank you so much, Soulmate, for joining us in chat. Hope I did a good job of translating everything. Here we are, going to game number 7. Port Alexander, our final unique map in the pool. Cham is still on match point. So, we could still be looking at our final game in the series. Kelazhur has to win 3 more here. Oh, no. That went to Cham. I put it in the wrong direction. Oh, my gosh. It's Kelazhur. Kelazhur won that one. I'm so sorry. I just now looked, and I realized that it was wrong. It was wrong. There we go. Oh, good. I fixed it. Thank goodness. Here we are jumping into the next game. Spawning in the bottom right. He's still on match point. He really wants to end this before Kelazhur gets too much momentum and swings away with it. This is our blue Zerg, Cham. And spawning in the top left, our red Terran. Needs to win 3 more in a row to take away today's victory. This is Panda Global's Kelazhur. So, interesting. No barracks. This is going to be a command center first opening out of our red Terran. This is some bold play here. Very, very interesting. So, opting to go for something that's a little bit more economically aggressive. It's going to be up to Cham to try and scout this, but seeing as he's going in about 14 different places with his Overlord, he's not going to see this before he needs to. So my thought is that Kelazhur is going to get away with this. Now, the only thing that Cham will be able to do off the back of this is realize that there's no Reaper and just move right into that third base. We'll have to see, though, if and when he spots this. Double gas going down as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a timing attack here with all of the resources that Kelazhur is able to grab. Very, very cheeky. Very, very interesting. So now this looks like a pretty normal opening. Reaper's gonna come out. It's just gonna be late. There's a factory. It is on the way. So typical 1-1-1. But the Reaper does opt to stay at home. Mostly because he knows that he's so delayed. Cham's worried about something really cheeky coming though. However, he's taken way too long to get across the map here, in my opinion. I think if that Overlord doesn't scout for proxies the way it did and is able to move across the map, I think he sees this and then he doesn't just sit here in this moment and go, oh, that's a lot of stuff. He's already got a lot of workers. Well, enough of that. Starport's going to go in the back line. Oh, okay. We need to watch for a couple of things. Are we going to see an armory next? Are you going to build an armory? You're going to build a fusion core. We're going to see some battle cruisers. Now, it comes down. Is Cham going to scout it?
Birthed queen ready.
We need to see this. We need to see this. Is Cham going to see it? If Cham sees it, it's all but over. He knows it's there. He sees it. So, what is going to be the response here? We are going to see a Roach Warren go down. And he's going to take the extra gas here. So he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that he does not lose his economy. Cham is now supply blocked. So he did get picked up over here. But we're going to see 2 battle cruisers. Potentially. There's 1. Be interested to see if we see the other. Roach Warren is going to finish up here, and he's immediately going to start working on protecting his mineral lines by dropping those spore crawlers. Second battle cruiser does come into production here, and that is probably going to be what we see. Kelazhur doing a nice job of cleaning up the Overlord spread. But here go the Lings. Is that a full wall? That looks like a full wall. Oh, but it is open. So, Kelazhur needs to be careful. Oh, one of those is immediately going to fall, and now there is nothing protecting the front wall here. He's going to have to pull some workers. Oh, and here a couple more Hellions. I was going to say, you're going to have to pull the rest of his Hellions back to make sure that he doesn't just fall. Ooh, but that's actually a nice little pickup here. The less Hellions that Kelazhur has available to him, the less he's going to be able to pressure across the map. But here we go. The battle cruiser's already over. He's got 1 kill. Yamato Cannon just finishes up now, so Yamato Cannon is available. He's able to pick off those queens one at a time. But here comes the actual portion of the army. I'm going to have to save this game because this, my friend, is how you deal with a battle cruiser rush. Second battle cruiser is stuck all the way across the map. There's absolutely nothing he can do. The 1 battle cruiser is not going to be enough, and the supply is just ravaged here for our Terran player. A lot of workers are going to go down. In fact, I'd say all of the workers here in the natural are going to go down. Only now does the second battle cruiser arrive to help protect, but this is just so much damage dealt. Economically, that's going to be difficult for Kelazhur to deal with. 34 workers. Oh, they're all piled. 41, 42 workers go down. Cham, has he done it? Has he done it? He just needs to finish up the remainder of the workers here in the main, and that is going to be all she wrote at this point. 48, 49. Kelazhur down to 5-6 workers. And the assault is not yet over. 8 workers now. Kelazhur's name. Now 7. This is just devastating. The 3 battle cruisers are going to leap across the map and see if they can end this. And there is not a lot that Cham can do to defend against this. So he needs to just hold this. If he can hold this, he will win our Alpha X Pro Series show match today. That's all he has to do. But there just is not that much. A Spire is on the way. I worry it might be too little too late. 1 battle cruiser getting dangerously low. The 4th battle cruiser now leaps across. It's going to continue moving the spore crawlers in and amongst the bases. Everything is getting dangerously low. He's got to stay alive long enough to deal with this. The spore crawlers are now finally in position where they can help. Queens just keep getting picked off over and over and over again. So Kelazhur's going to have to back off for now. But these still just, there is almost no answer. There's no wall here anymore. Kelazhur's back down to 1 base. Yeah, trying to work on taking down the factory reactor, so that way the Hellions aren't able to just continually deal more and more damage. And now the worker lines are exposed once again. 3 of the battle cruisers are forced to go back home. They're going to go back home to get a little bit of a heal. 1 battle cruiser so low. 42 kills. 42 kills. So these battle cruisers are going to get a little bit of a heal. 43, 46, 14. This is, oh, it jumps at the last second. Unbelievable. But I have to think that this was a victory for Cham. Cham did not lose under 40 workers, or did not get under 40 workers. He's all but devastated Kelazhur's ability to build anything, and he's bought time for the Spire. I think he had to rebuild the Spire. But once the Spire gets out, Corruptors will hit the map, and he's got more than enough gas to support it. I guess he doesn't have enough minerals to support yet. So it's going to be a slow, just a matter of time at this point. The Ling's continuing to do more and more damage here in the natural, picking off supply depots, and these depots will go down. Taking out some refineries as well, which is a smart decision. The third base is finally going to go down here. I think this is going to be the end of that third base. And now the Corruptors have begun. Oop, one Corruptor getting picked off almost immediately. It's a full wall off at the main base. And now the Corruptors and Queens are going to have to work together to try and take care of business. +1 is almost halfway done. One battle cruiser does get destroyed. That's one down. A second one is, going to jump away. So not quite yet available. Another Yamato cannon, though, slowly picking away at everything that's here. Cham just needs to finish this off. 41 to 24 workers. Second battle cruiser does get destroyed. Oh, and the creep spread is just so monumentally placed here. These Queens are able to stay in the fight. A third battle cruiser goes down, and this is starting to look grim for Kelazhur. One battle cruiser cannot kite this many Corruptors, and it is forced to leap back home. GG is called, and Cham is your Alpha X Pro Series number 51 champion. Congratulations to Cham. He will be taking home the lion's share of our prize money today. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. What a great series. Oh, what a great series. So excited. Whew. Whew. Good job to both of our players, but congratulations to Cham for being today's winner. Guys, if you'd like to contribute a little bit more cash to these players' purses, both players go home with some money today. They're fighting for the lion's share of our money from Matcherino, which is currently at $126.25. If you guys would like to contribute to that, feel free to click the link at the top of the chat, our Matcherino link. If you haven't used our codes yet, Alpha Pro Series 51 is the code to use. GG, well played. Great games. Fun to cast, and hopefully you guys had a fun time watching. If you guys want, my name is Rushy. You guys can catch me over on my stream, twitch.tv/RushySC. I play a lot of StarCraft. I'm a Diamond 1 Zerg. I'm working on getting better. We are getting close to being in Masters, but we've got a lot of work to do. I'm going to play like my good friend Cham here. But guys, that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you so much for joining us. Feel free to check out our Alpha X Twitter, twitter.com/AlphaXSC2. We have all sorts of great community events going on every single day of the week. So feel free to join us for a future event, but hopefully you guys will play a lot of StarCraft in between now and then. 2019 is going to be the year of StarCraft 2. Mark my words. It's coming. Hopefully you will be a part of it along with the rest of us. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good morning, noon, or night, wherever you guys are at. Take care.